This episode of High Press is brought to you by Manscaped. The best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewel. Manscaped's performance package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide. Trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Code HIGHPRESS. Manscaped.com. My maths is correct. It's about 8 million balls.
Football stories, bro. Like football stories. There's so much, and there's plenty in all fields.
Yes. Yes. Thanks for having us, man. This is an honor.
Yeah, no, really. You know what? We were speaking now, just telling you guys, like, these are the type of conversations we need to have, you know?
Definitely, man.
The way you guys have transformed the space, especially on YouTube for Sundowns. You know, when I joined Sundowns, seeing you guys just push out content with players and stuff, I was like, oh, you know, I wanna be with these guys, you know. These guys are pushing out good things, quality things, you know, and you guys provided us as the players. Maybe me is a bit different because I was young, you know, younger, and the older players, you were more involved with the senior team. But just seeing you guys and the way you guys connected the players to the fans, that you play such an important role for us as players, because, you know, sometimes the fans feel disconnected to players, you know.
Yeah, that was the idea at the beginning.
Yeah.
The idea was to, of course, you know, we have us now FYNN TV,
Sure.
and that's what inspired us.
Yeah.
But our thing was to do something like that, but like, have it be a bit more positive.
Yeah.
Also, to also bridge that gap and bring the players closer to the fans.
Yeah.
Because we are not fans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Also bring the players closer to the fans so that they get to understand that fans are not just, we can't all eat cabbages, understand?
No, I get you. I get you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Also try to pioneer a new way of fans, what fans do.
Yeah.
Because we can't all be the same, you know what I mean? So we have to also like think and think outside the box, think outside of what we are used to, and sort of transform the fan culture in South African football. As much as it's Masandawana fan vlog, it's for Sundowns, but it's also something that was meant to ignite a particular way of thinking and how people view South African football fans.
Yeah, no, I think that's what this platform is also about. You know, and that's why, you know, when I spoke to the team and just asked them, like, who would you guys like to bring on, you know? And when I mentioned you guys, they were like, yes. Because we need to create this positive culture around the players, around the fans. You know, I see, it feels to me like we were speaking now, you were saying, like, negativity sells. Yeah. Right, the drama, the controversy, it sells. You know, it's so important. But like I said, bro, the platform you guys are doing is changing things, especially at Sundowns. I see that culture at Downs, and that's something I love about Downs, and I enjoyed it during my time there. You know, I just, like I said, it's a brilliant platform. I enjoy it, you know, and you guys need to keep pushing in that regard, because it's so important for us as players, you know. And I know how Hlompho, and I know how, you know, Sugar and everybody supports you guys, and what they think of you guys, man. You guys have close relationships with them, you know. How was that, like, getting close to them? I know you guys have close personal relationships with them, you know.
It's crazy. So you try me. I the right word, we like calling it fanboy. I'm such a fanboy of these guys. But when you're in the presence, you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, you know, because you have to maintain your cool. But at the end of the day, you on WhatsApp, you're having a conversation with the most successful PSL captain of all time.
Exactly.
And you have to keep, but they cool people, and they've always supported us. But this all started with a certain gentleman called the late Tulani Tuswa. He's the one that parachuted us into. He introduced us inside Sundowns.
I miss him so much, man.
He was great. You know, he was our guy, and but having relationships with these guys and you know, getting to know them on a different level. It's you get to see another side of a footballer that and you get to sympathize a bit.
For sure.
You know, sometimes as football fans, we are too harsh on these guys. We are too harsh. You'll say they get
quick to judge.
They get big checks, so they're supposed to be. But when you get that background story and who's going through what at what time, then you sympathize a bit better. But it's been great. It's been great.
You know, Tulani, that guy was for me. I've never met someone who believed in me that much. You know, from the moment I came into that club, he told me, "Don't worry, boy, I'm gonna look after you." You know, and he's missed a lot, especially at Downs. I know.
Also, but not just at Downs. Like I think in our football, also him leaving Sundowns was almost like a blessing in disguise because of the amount of things he was able to do for other footballers outside of Sundowns. But also not just footballers, even people in the media space, people like us who started this thing without an idea of what the end goal was. Like we just started it because we love football and we always at the stadium. So we just wanted to document like how it is. But like, because we knew we were creatives, but it's like starting Masandawana fan vlog actually like and just opened like this other side of our creativity. But I've always wanted to do something like this, and when we met, it became the perfect match. So even for people like us, like what Tulani used to do, man. I mean, that guy gave us interviews with Percy, gave us interviews with.
I remember seeing those things on YouTube. And seeing, how the hell, you know, initially, I was like, how the hell are these guys in the tunnel? In the tunnel with these guys in the changing room.
Tunnel boys, you know, that was all Tulani's work, man. He would wait for him right outside the stand, and then he'll be like, "Come." He'll tell the security guys that come, and then he'll ask us, "Who do we want?" And I remember the first ever time I remember this day. It was February 2018. It was February 2018. And then he was like, "Who do we want?" And I was like, "Give me the best player in the country right now. Give me Percy Tau." And he did. And he came, Percy was shy about it, but it was like a short, like 20-second interview. And that was the start of it all. And then it became a norm. People started seeing us, you know, in the tunnel, and we became more comfortable. The interviews got better, and the content obviously got better as well.
It's better now, actually, because when I look at it like from like a quality perspective, I'm like, probably like the first, 10 to 50 episodes embarrass me sometimes. But it also goes to this thing that
it has to start there, though.
I know, you have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. With what you have, you do it.
And like we always say, you are only as good as your last episode. I'm sure, like when you're on like season 4 or 5, maybe when you guys are like sponsored by Spotify or someone, you'd probably look at this episode and be like, yes, what was I doing? Look at my hair, and look at this. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of it all, man. But I love what you guys are doing here. Because, you know, I love how you always emphasize we the players. And I think it's good to go that direction. The biggest talking point, I'm a huge basketball fan, like the biggest talking point during the finals was Draymond Green is in the finals, but he's busy doing his podcast track. And when they lost, it was like, he's focusing on the podcast, he's not focusing on his performance. But he won an NBA championship doing, and what he constantly said was that we are the new media. The new media does not is not driven by controversy, like Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. He's like, educate, guys. Like, educate. We are the new media. Look at J.J. Redick. Look at C.J. McCallum. They are players now, but they are at ESPN. These guys are getting contracts. Draymond Green signed a contract with NBA, with TNT. He's going to replace... he's going to be one of the analysts. He's going to replace Charles Barkley. And he's a current player. So I like what you are doing now. Maybe you'll tell me off air, like which team you'll be signing for very soon. Because I want to see, you know, I want to see you on the field and I want to see you here. And I want you to show people that you can actually flourish both on the pitch and off the pitch.
And that's the message I've been trying to push for years now. You know, I saw that when we started 21, the media agency, and we really thought, okay, we need to market our athletes different. You know, that's the message we're trying to drive, is that we can be great on the pitch and off the pitch. You understand? Yes, there's an old school mentality in South Africa where, okay, you need to be just fully only on football.
Yeah.
Right? But as in this new world, you have to be multidimensional. You have to understand, okay, get multiple sources of income. You know, invest your money in different things.
Yes.
You know, you're speaking about the NBA players and how powerful those guys. I mean, look at Steph, look at LeBron, look at the media houses they came up with. Durant as well. Look at that.
Steph has an Oscar, bro. And he's like the best basketball player in the world. You know what I mean? I know Kobe did it, but he did it when he retired. Steph has an Oscar and is a current player now. He's the MVP. Like, you can do both. Like, this whole notion of shut up and dribble.
What is that perception that you can't do
You know,
that as a player?
I think in UK, you go first.
I think it's just like all way of thinking, and also like people just like boxing you, like, and I feel like we should never. Kentana is someone that always tells me that never allow people, because he always says to me, even when he advises me, because he's my big bro, even when he advises me, he always tells me that me advising you sometimes is me projecting my fears over you. It's simply, I think, what it is, like, because people, because they can't do 1, 2, 3, they think everybody can't do 1, 2, and 3. It's not that it's not been tried and tested. We've seen people. You guys are speaking about all these NBA people that are doing it. It's been done internationally. Why can't people in South Africa do it? Also, I feel like people in South Africa like just like oppressing each other. We just like, you know, we just like, we have this mentality of like, we're going to keep you in that box and that's it. That's where you belong.
Mainly on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the worst.
But Twitter is also a reflection of our society.
Yes.
Just
a global or a South African issue?
Okay, I think because I'm focused on SA and how we can do things better and how we can match our standards and our athlete standards to that of the world. Because I think one of the biggest misconceptions or biggest problems we have or challenges is that we think we're an island. Because someone will say, this is South Africa. Like, don't match it up with the US. But why not? Because at the end of the day, like when our under 23s are playing at the Olympics, who are they playing against?
Exactly.
When Bafana plays against Morocco, Ashraf Ben Shakri is a PSG player. Like, who are you playing against? If you are not gonna try to match up to the biggest standard there is, then what are we doing this for? So my thing is, it has to be something that changes socially. We have to, here's an example. I think we've demonized alcohol in South Africa. My head is in the NBA right now because it's off season. So most of my examples will be there.
No problem.
I mean, now it's like the NBA parade was yesterday. Klay Thompson was tripping, falling on people.
Cigars.
He lost his NBA ring, and the fans helped him to find it. He was so out of it, but they understand that this guy has worked. He's human at the end of the day. He's worked hard, and now it's time to like relax and just. He's human. He has to drink.
And that's
but if that was a South African player, if that was Pagamani Mahlambi doing that, if that was Andile Jali doing that at the Sundowns parade, there would be multiple articles. He's a drunkard, he's
such an important point, bro. And like coming back to what you said about the controversy selling.
We see this everywhere. Jurgen Klopp was on the bus parade after Liverpool won the trip, holding a bottle of Heineken.
I saw that Calvin Harris DJing there, everything.
Bro. Pep is on singing no Gallagher song, smoking a cigar.
Drunk out of his mind.
Drunk out of his mind, but it's okay. Let one of our boys do that in that space, space of celebrating a parade or whatever. It's a big problem, and that mentality. Njabulo Ngiti once wrote a brilliant article about that. There's a journalist, I love him so much. Njabulo Ngiti. He wrote. He works for New Frame. He wrote an article about it, and it's an article that I think people should read, and I think it's about demonizing alcohol. I have in my head, I want to bring that article to life. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. I want to bring that article to life. But I really don't like this thing. But that is the one example that I have that we can gauge against so many things.
For sure.
As an example, we need to stop demonizing alcohol. Because, I mean, Phil Foden, the kid is what, 21, 22? But when they win the championship, like, it's okay to see him like with a bottle of Budweiser. It's okay to see Tom Brady drunk out of his mind, like falling out of the parade. It's okay to see those things. But let Sundowns win 3 trophies. Let them have a parade. See Lebo Maboe, see whoever, see Andile Jali. drunk like a skunk. It's gonna be the biggest thing ever. You'll probably maybe even see it on the evening news.
Yeah.
Because we just can't find a way to merge, or let's just treat athletes like human beings.
As humans.
So this is why I love platforms like this, and I'm happy that you are bringing former and current players, as well as people who are in the football culture, to come here and have these type of conversations, and have conversations that will make people see them for who they are. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't know what a person is dealing with, and what's the off season for? Off season is for, it's the only time where we allow athletes to be human.
Yeah.
But now, going back to what we were talking about, in terms of athletes owning their space, you made an example of about what does like the best cricket player, if you put
what does the conversation look like?
How does the conversation look like? If you were to put Masandawana here and put, I don't watch cricket because I believe it's not a sport because there's a tea break. I mean, any sport that has a tea break. I mean. Or put Polisi here and put Masandawana here.
For sure.
I mean, I understand one is a world champion, but one is an African champion. What does that conversation look like? Where would you gauge these people? Why are you seeing so many, like, are you telling me we can't give one of the ads Siyakolis is doing to like a football player? This guy is on everything. Walk through the airport, he's on everything.
And you know what?
Get home, he's on everything.
We spoke about that yesterday, and we were talking about brand alignment and saying why is a brand like, let's say for example, one club in our PSL out of the big three is endorsed by Toyota. So why is Toyota endorsing a big club like that, but you have Land Rover in the rugby space? Like the brand association, you look at Land Rover, an exclusive brand.
So like football, taxis,
rugby,
Range Rovers.
it's this perception. And why are we not getting funding to do our own things? Why are we not getting funding to build a huge football media space? Why are we not getting that? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing with this platform. That's what we need to do together, all of us, in order to create this culture, this athletic culture for athletes, for the people who move culture. We need to create that, you know what I mean? We need to get South Africans to stop being South African fans, especially in the football space, not to be obsessed with
transfer talk, gossip,
negativity, controversy. They need to be obsessed with finding out that a player launched his own podcast, or obsessed that he's launching his brand, let's support him, you know?
But you know what I think it is, Tristan? I think we make it cool to follow what we do.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think South African football teams and South African media doesn't make it cool. The general media doesn't make it cool to support South African football at all, like, or to endorse South African football at all. I think they lack a lot. We lack a lot. There's a lot of improvement that needs to go into our marketing, into our brand awareness, and into our brand associations as well. My digital marketing studies are coming in now into our brand association. There's a lot, and now that I started this degree last year, and I'm doing, and I see a whole lot. So when I'm at school and I'm doing these small tasks that they give us, I always do it about South African football and Sundowns specifically. And now I see how much we're lacking in that space. There's a huge gap between what they're doing in cricket and rugby and with us. And that's why you find that maybe there's a guy that loves football in South Africa and doesn't support any team. Maybe likes how Sundowns plays, but Sundowns doesn't make it cool enough for them to support them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get that example. You know, but Sundowns is doing it right now, especially now with Mr. Chairman now in position. Completely modernized it with a Rock Nation deal. Completely modernized, you know, Sundowns as a brand. Sundowns has always had that potential. Always had that potential to become the international brand, Mamelodi Sundowns. And that's what I give to them now, you know. Clubs in this country don't get it. Sundowns is getting it right now, you know.
I think also to what Nell was saying and what you're saying now, I think now we are in a good space. We are pioneering a new way of seeing things. You know, the more we have this type of spaces, the more we have this type of conversations, we are sort of forcing the hand of South African
right.
football
100%.
to sort of mold itself into this type of perspective, like to shift into this type of. So I think my thing is, South African football never tried to match up to anything else.
Yeah.
We only cared about what's good on the field. But now, you know, like with teams like Chiefs, they used to do their marketing well.
For sure.
But I think they're stuck in repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
And
Still old heads who are doing it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what I like about people like Neo, who found his passion through Masandawana vlog,
Yeah.
and he started a digital marketing degree, and he's, by the way, he's like top 3, top 5 best students in the country for the institution that he goes to.
see.
He doesn't like to talk about it, but I'll talk about it.
No, bro,
see?
you must embrace that. Bro.
Nah, but sometimes, you know, like people like him are what you need. Sometimes you need the type of people who are like just shy and want to do the work.
I've
Then
got one right there.
Thank you.
Magician sitting
Those
at
are the
back
most
there.
important people. And then you have mouthpieces like us, you know, like who
Yeah.
talk more than we think sometimes. But what I like is that, you know, like with the young guys like these coming up, and what high press is trying to do, what Masandawana vlog is trying to do, what Diski Talk with Luyolo is trying to do, what Cox is doing with Lukokola Space. These are the type of spaces we need, and we need more. We need more so that we grow with the space, so that it becomes a thing. And then when it grows, what happens?
Yes.
Now you get like funding coming in. Yesterday I was on Twitter and someone just told me like Spotify has pledged, I think, 100K to like 10 podcasters in SA. I still need to find the article.
Just hit that email up, right? Spotify.
Get us on that.
Mike, organize that one for us, okay?
Get us on that waiting list, you know. But my thing is that we have the biggest responsibility to maintain the level of quality. It mustn't just be driven by the topics and the stories. Bring the quality to the quality of the productions to the level of the quality of the stories. And the more we push that, and then the more of us there is, we will carry each other, we hold each other accountable, and then we will get to the level of Bleacher Report. We will get to a point of like Barstool, and now you'll have these people coming in and funding these type of things so that we can reach a broader audience. And what I like is that these type of things, we start them without even sometimes knowing what the end goal is, and then they take a life of their own. I think this is the way South African football needs to go. And
you know, you're 100% right. And I feel like, you know, the power of collaboration in these spaces is the key.
Yes.
You know, the power of collaboration, of us working together, bringing in ideas, you know, just like how you did with the documentary with Teko and the Sundowns documentary with obviously FYNN and Greg.
I was just a small part of that. Yeah.
But you know what, like you're 100% right. Power of collaboration, you know, is the key for us to grow and pioneer the space for this country, for football. We are going to change things. It's already picking up. You know, I believe that this podcast is going to be the transitioning moment for us to get to the people, to understand that we need to create this culture for our footballers, you know. And I think also it's something that, we're going to have to overcome. We're going to have to break people's, you know, it's, like I said, it's on a social level too.
That's true.
You know, it's on a social level too.
Yeah, we have to give meaning. You know how I always say when we're shooting something and I'm like, what is the meaning of this thing? You know what I mean? Because, I mean, even a monkey can sit in front of a camera for like an hour and just do tricks. But if there's no meaning, there's no need to do it. You know what I mean? We need to be driven by
the vision,
good vision, good intentions. And I think when you're doing something like that from a good place, you can only get good results.
It's what you speak about when you always speak about quality control, right? Like control the quality of the story as well. Like it's very important. But also what content, this is what you obviously something you call content marketing, right?
For sure.
What it does, not only does it tell a story, but it educates the viewers on it shows always introduces different perspectives, and it's things that, as you guys were saying now, it's things that South African football should be looking into and really start doing. We should really start doing, but as well we need that funding.
It's coming. It's coming. We need the funding.
Yeah.
What would you say that's one of your, biggest challenges?
But the biggest challenge for Masandawana Fan Vlog is that we started in 2017. We'll be doing this for 5 years straight
in October.
And
consistency.
We've done it out of our pockets since. But also, I was thinking the other day that I wonder, like, what is it that we're not doing right for us to not get funding after like 5 years? For us not to get sponsorship. I mean, like, we nearly got sponsorship with one of the biggest car brands in the world.
Yeah.
And they even took us, because they sponsored the World Cup, they even took us to the World Cup in 2018 in Russia. And it looked like it was...
with you with walks and...
man, it looked like it was going to be a good relationship, but...
just the final...
Yeah, the unfortunate part is that we were going to lose quality control. So what I said to Neo and Lutlu, because there's the three of us who do Masandawana Fan Vlog, I said, guys, if Masandawana Fan Vlog loses the essence of what we are about, there's no amount of money that's worth that.
100%. 100%. When you start something, and you are the one who understands the vision, brands come to you, all they see is the check. They see the bag, but then they see the exposure they can get, but... Where's the control for the vision?
Bro, where is it?
It gets given to them.
I mean, from our own pockets, bro. Like, for me, I was telling Neo and Claude, I was like, guys, we need to celebrate the fact that we started this thing, got it to over 1 million views. Got it to, now we are close to 10,000 subscribers. With no single cent coming from any brand, like, out of our own pockets. I don't think anything screams out passion more than that.
For sure.
Anyone else would have just... And another thing is consistency. We've never said and not done anything. Like, you will find us, I'm sure out of 30 match days a season, you'll probably maybe miss us at the stadium not more than 7 times. So, but over 20 games, we are there. Every home game, guaranteed, you will get content out of it. But also now, it's shifting and molding to a point, where we are having more conversations instead of just showing you, like, giving you match day content.
Match day content,
But that match day content is so good, bro. Like, I don't see that, and you guys are the only ones doing it. I don't see it at other clubs. I don't know. Maybe I don't watch enough YouTube, but I'm saying I don't see it anywhere else, and that is why, like I said when we spoke to the team, you guys are the pioneers for this. You guys are driving this vision, man, and like those Arsenal guys that you guys spoke about, there's a comparison. Those guys are crazy, but. Like you said, you're the first year in this country to do it. So you guys must be proud of that, man. You must really take that and thrive with it.
I was actually thinking about it the other day, and Kekana doesn't like the fact that I'm too humble sometimes. But I was seeing his point the other day. Before us, nobody was doing it. And when I'm saying nobody, I'm even including journalists. So even after we started Masandawana Fan Vlog, you saw a lot more journalists starting to do content, video content, video interviews, posting, opening YouTube channels. I don't want to drop names, but there were more channels that came, reporter channels that came. People were posting press conferences. We started posting Coach Pitso's press conferences. People started posting press conferences. Journalists started doing that. And I sat back and I was like, because sometimes you get tired, Trist, because you've been doing this thing for 5 years without funding, and you get tired. You sit back and think, and I was like, yes, we may not be making any money, but the impact I feel like we've had on this country's football's content, I think it's crazy. I think
the people love you guys, and that's all you need. You guys are like this with the people.
And what I love is that the channel has taken its own life. It's no longer just about the personalities who drive the content, push the content, and we are there speaking on camera. Masandawana Fan Vlog has this. You find people maybe like, because obviously like sometimes, like on Twitter, sometimes you'll have back and forth, mostly me, with people who don't agree with what I say, or I don't agree with what they say. And then sometimes, you'll have people who don't like you.
For sure.
But they still like tune into the channel. And for me, I think that's the biggest thing, because at the end of the day,
but what hate do you guys get?
Human.
What kind of hate do you guys get on socials?
It was back in the day, not anymore, man.
It's changed now.
It was also a bit, we have to be honest, at first it was envy. Because we started, because we started this thing, and then now the channel gained access to the the coaches at Sundowns. It got access to the players at Sundowns. We
saw
get
journalists
play
were
interviews
getting
and
so
whatnot.
mad,
Yeah,
bro.
but even some Sundowns fans, like it was like, who are these guys? Like, why must they be there?
Why
you know
them?
what I mean?
Why not
them?
me? We have that thing in South Africa. Why him and not me? Do you know? We never celebrate and learn from people and say, wow, I want to do what he's doing.
Does it come down to envy?
I think it is. I
Yeah,
think it
at
is.
first, some people were envious. But I don't know. I think also because like we're so stubborn, and the thing is that no one put us in this position.
Yeah.
We started this thing, so there's no way like anyone will like make us fall out of love with
exactly.
it.
It's
You
your
know what I
baby.
mean? But it was just probably 2% out of 100%. It wasn't everyone. It was just a minority. But they had to deal with it because I mean, like we're not gonna go anywhere.
No,
the channel is. That's like I said, like it has taken a life of its own. The channel is the Sundowns. It's owned by Sundowns supporters. Like we started it, but it's theirs.
It's theirs.
Sundowns supporters like hold that channel accountable.
Yeah.
If they say, like you know, like sometimes I'll go through the comments just for a laugh, and they'll be like, because they know Neo does the editing, they'll be like, Neo, the sound is low. Neo, you know what I mean? It's theirs. Like they are within their right to call us out sometimes, but also most of the time, like we are wrong about certain things, and also maybe like I think also at the beginning we took so many bullets for some of the narratives that were pushed. You know what I mean? Because South African supporters how they are, man. So sometimes there were people who would have like. There were narratives sometimes that Coach Pitso is doing this, Coach Pitso is doing that, and we appointed ourselves the mouthpiece for Coach Pitso without even realizing it, because now, like Neo said, like sometimes you get to when you get closer to something, you become empathetic towards. So like sometimes we would be the ones to be on Twitter to be like, Coach Pitso is trying.
I really think Coach Pitso is the most misunderstood guy. Eh?
I think so too.
He is.
I think so.
That guy is a visionary, bro.
But speaking about him, we've been speaking a lot. Speaking about Coach Pitso, the move from Kaizer Chiefs to Sundowns for you, Tristan, was he a big influence on it? And any regrets now, though?
He was a big influence. You know, I always knew, like I always say this, coming into Sundowns was not going to be easy. As a young player, you know, I saw Rivaldo came maybe a year before me, 2 years before me. But I went there because I believed in myself. I knew I wanted to train with the best. You know, first session, I was playing left back, Gaston Serino, one-on-one. And then in that moment I realized, okay, I'm at Mamelodi Sundowns. You know, training at Chiefs was different. But when I went there, there was something. You know, I could feel now I'm at Sundowns. And you know what, I always say that time there changed my football forever. You know, being with the best guys and whatnot. Yeah, I didn't get what I wanted out of Sundowns, but I'm okay with that. You know, I've played for the biggest club in this country, and I'm looking forward to bigger things. You know what I mean? But he was a big influence. I remember he sat in the boardroom when we signed. He was there. Tuswa was there, and Coach David Notwane was also there, sitting there, and he was convincing me. Pitso was sitting there. He told me, listen here. And you know, he walks in, my boy. Are you signing? What's happening? You know, he walks in there, and he just told me, look here, I'm not gonna play you now, but go out for a year, and a half, come back. You know, so obviously I went out, played a bit with the, under 23s, which was also good. And then obviously when he left, I didn't know what to do. Things changed a bit. I knew Steve was coming in, and Steve knew me from my Chiefs days. Steve got me training with the first team, but look at Sundowns is different.
So, but now, did you not almost like regret it or beat yourself up when you saw like your teammates like Mshini getting his Happy Mashiane at Chiefs getting their debuts? Like, did you not like beat yourself up about that?
Look, naturally you want to be in that position. You want to be playing. You know what I mean? But because I'm not someone who hates, I'm not someone who envies. I'm someone who's happy. I'm happy for them. I always knew that the guys, whoever got pushed up and whoever got promoted, yes, they're gonna do well. You know what I mean? And I'm happy for them. I'm happy to see Shinisha and Blom especially. In fact, Blom, You know, I spoke to him a couple of days ago, and I was just telling him, like, I'm proud of him for what he's done. You know, he stood in that team every week through Gavin, through Ernst. Who was the recent coach before AZ?
It was, I think, after Gavin. Who came
after Ernst? Who came? Like, it's like
it was Ernst, then Gavin, and then Stuart.
Yeah, Stuart.
Yeah.
We had a brain fart for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, Stuart as well. He stood throughout those starting lineup every week, whether he played in the middle or in the right.
Yeah.
The only game I saw him under pressure was against Downs at Loftus when I don't know what was the score that game.
Is it the game Chiefs one?
Milkovic scored, I think. Was it?
I think he assisted for that.
He assisted.
Yeah.
I think he was even man of the match, wasn't he?
Was he man of the match?
Yeah, he was, because he assisted
the
Dumisani Zuma.
It was before the pandemic, right?
He balled.
It was before the pandemic, right?
No. It was
during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the one that Nukovic scored 2-0. The one he won man of the match.
I just remember talking to him and telling him, Serino, had you there? He had you, and he's like, the guy's too quick.
Yeah. But I you know, when I honestly thought you were gonna get promoted around the time I thought maybe Wayne Arendse would leave. And who else left? I forgot who else left. I thought you might get promoted. And then after, were you still at Sundowns when Mucheka passed away?
Yes.
I honestly thought you were going to get promoted there. Yeah. But now, you just touched on something very interesting about like Blom playing multiple positions. Are you in that mindset now to say, I might never have to play maybe centre back?
For sure. And that's my thing, is that I'm a ball playing centre back if I play inside. Yeah. But I can play left back. I'm a 6 as well. Yeah. I understand. And like, in terms of, you look at, maybe people will understand, like, you look at Rivaldo's situation.
Of course.
Rivaldo, when we were playing MDC, when he was coming back from injury, he was playing next to me in a back 4. Yeah. You understand? And now he's the number 1 6-pin. Yeah. You understand? He's sitting inside there. He's controlling the tempo of the game. Yeah. So I think I can play anywhere, left back. I don't
kind of like Harold, but so Harold is on the right, obviously, right back, centre back, and 6.
I think a lot of coaches say, okay, look, he's not over 6'2". Yeah.
You think your height might be the one thing that...
I don't know. It depends what coach. Because sometimes you get a coach that just wants you to clear, Papa. And you want guys who are playing. You know what I mean? Like if I go play, like especially under Masandawana, when we used to play for the under-23s, the Chiefs. Yeah. He said, I don't want big boys. I don't want guys that are in the gym every day and are looking like this, you know. I want ball players. I want guys who can play, who are comfortable on the ball, but can also have that aggression at the back. Yeah. So in a ball-playing team, I definitely fit in well. Yeah. You understand? Maybe, you know, old school coaches, they want a big centre back, you know.
Because I used to follow you and Keegan Allen when you were at M Tigers. Yeah. I used to watch a lot of your games, and I think around the time when like you got injured towards the end of that season. Remember when we were together in Mamelodi? Yes. You were out injured then, but like I asked myself like, 2 or 3 of the boys who were here, like they're good enough to play NFD football or at least be playing for a mid-table team
in the PSL.
In the PSL.
I really think me and Keegan, I really thought we were the ones that were going to go up.
I think a lot of people did. I think a lot of people did, especially you two. I mean, that Sundowns MDC team has a lot of quality that is produced over the years. And
for sure.
From Percy to
Shozi.
You know, Shozi, and then there was the era of you guys then were with, and then there was Rivaldo Sofala, and then even now, Promise. There was the era of Promise after that. Even now, we're still producing top quality, but making it to the first team maybe is a bit harder. But I expect Sundowns players, a lot of them, MDC players, to be playing at least top table NFD teams or mid-table PSL teams. We can do that easily.
It's tough. It's tough to transition from playing the best and playing the best brand of football, and then going to have to go maybe adjust your style of football. And you know, I look at Keegan and I spoke to him as well. He's saying at Tuks, yes, they got far, they did well, but look at that was just because of the brand of football they play.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys went to go watch the Tuks game.
We watched a lot of it.
It's from
about me and Tuks.
We watch. The ball is in the air. You go to a Tuks game, you come out, your neck is painful.
It's the most frustrating. Like, it's the one thing like I was tweeting about towards the end of the season and during the playoffs, because I thought, okay, like sometimes, because for me, I honestly thought they are playing like that, maybe like a lot away than when they are playing at home. But sometimes it's easier for them to do that, get 1 or 2 goals, and then probably like try to control the game. But you know, like someone posted a thread, I just forgot his Twitter handle now, posted a thread about like how Tuks play. And I'm like, you know what? I can't hate on that because it worked for them. And this is the closest they've gotten to being promoted.
NFT is a different game, Baba.
MDC is tough. I always tell NFT. I told Neo, I'm like, you know, I started watching NFT football in 2007-8.
For sure.
When my younger brother was playing there for Tuks, and I've watched Tuks for so many years. And I've always said NFT football is the toughest. NFT. I watched that team that had Andile Jali, Mtozisi, and Obringoma, Pinda Dlamini, Skotlong. I watched that team play. And I don't think there's ever been an NFD team that played as good as that team. There've been teams that played like better football maybe, but that team like knew how to balance out playing well and getting results. But also I think because Steve Barker was there. But one thing I wanted to say with you, I like what you're doing here, but I want you to match what you're doing here with on-field. On-field and you'll never, things will never be perfect, but try your best to match what you're doing off-field to what you're doing on-field, because when you're not doing well on-field, what you're doing off-field won't matter. I remember
performance is everything.
Exactly, and I like the name of this show, High Press. So you must press high like everywhere.
Exactly.
So I remember on what's the documentary at the Springboks when they won the World Cup?
Chasing the Sun.
Chasing the Sun. You know, Rassi Rasma said something so important there. He said, when Uyinene passed away and the players wanted to play for her and whatnot, he said to them, we are not, win first, and your voice will be, like, whatever you say will go past mountains. But if you're not winning, whatever you say doesn't matter. But as a winner, whatever you say is stronger.
No, I get that approach completely.
So that's what I'm hoping you do, so that you can be the one that takes the bullets, but you pioneer players being able to talk and voice out what they want to voice out, but also be good on the field. Can you imagine if Mshishi would have a podcast now? It's like, this is the most consistent player in the last 8 years in the PSL.
And
you know what I mean?
You know, like, the last few months have been challenging.
I can imagine,
you know, being as a free agent, it's a challenging time. You know, and it opens your mind to a lot of things, and you're right. But my thing is, I want to get the foundation of these things going already, so that when I do get my, sign my contract, whenever, then you know, these things can just complement it. But I respect that, Kensani, bro. You know what? I've always looked at you as an older brother. And Neo as well. We've spoken many times, and I've always respected what you guys have done, the Teko documentary, Kensani. I know you said you were in it a small bit, but I just want to give you guys the credit due for being pioneers in what you guys do. And you know what, keep driving that vision for us, because as players we need guys like you. We need guys that can connect us to the fans. And you know what, thanks for keeping it real always.
Of course, always. Man, of course. I get that, and you know, this is the one moment that builds character. I know it's not easy to be a free agent. I have a younger brother of mine. He's not biologically my younger brother, but it's like he grew up in front of me, like, because I'm best friends with his brother, Mpomati. I think I've learned what I'll never ever get inside a footballer's mind and understand the magnitude of the things they go through. But with him, like, being around him has taught me so much in terms of the things footballers go through. You guys work in one of the toughest fields. I mean, Coach Ruran always says football is one of the most least important. What is it?
It's the most important of the least important.
Of the least important things. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this game has has your livelihood in its you know what I mean. That's where your passion is, and people will never understand. At the end of the day, sometimes as fans, we just see footballers as objects, you know, like you can get so and so away, you can buy so and so, like release so and so. But at the end of the day, you're saying take away this person's salary and bring in somebody. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we don't see football as employment, and I think if we try to see it as employment, we'll probably be a bit more empathetic towards footballers. But the thing is that with you, I trust you so much. I believe in you, and I've seen you play for so many times, and I believe in what you're capable of. And I like what you're pushing. You're pushing. You've always
pushing
been
high press, though.
And, and you've always been cognizant of your image. And I think these are things that the players at the highest, who are at the highest level right now, they can learn from you, who is still coming up. And,
I appreciate that, bro.
And let's keep pressing high, gents. Let's keep pressing high.
All the best with your next move.
Time is moving,
and I think one of the worst mistakes you made is bringing me here, because I might show up anytime now, because I like this, and I might come and crash one of the.
You know, you're always welcome.
I might come here and crash one of the conversations you might be having with whoever else, man. But thank you so much for bringing us here. I
appreciate you guys always.
This is our normal
life. As always,
Yo, guys, that was, one of the best episodes we've done. I've got my brothers Kensani and Neo here, pioneers in the space, pioneers in our culture. That these type of conversations we need. And we need to create this athletic culture, man. We're pushing high press, we're pushing pressure, we're pushing high press on everything. And we're going to change things for football in this country, we're going to change things for athletes, we're going to change things for the pioneers in the creative space as well, man. It's been brilliant out at Pixel Nation Studios today. I just want to thank my team. I want to thank Halogen International and the Grand Living for styling the set and providing us with the furniture. Go follow us at High Press Talk all over all platforms, man. High Press Talk, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Like, comment, and subscribe. That's a wrap. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
That was good. That was good.
Oh, thanks, bro. Chance.
But Kensani talks a lot.
Of course. He's used to it.